Today, we're going to dive into the life of someone truly remarkable, Dr. Anna Sarah Kugler. She was a medical missionary who traveled halfway across the world to India and ended up building a legacy of healing that's still going strong more than a century later. Her story, it's just an incredible tale of determination. And her life really makes you ask this big question. What does it actually take to pour your entire life into healing other people, especially when you're in a place that's completely foreign, full of challenges you can't even imagine? Well, Dr. Kugler's story gives us a pretty powerful answer. So where does a journey like this even begin? For her, it all started with this powerful sense of calling, a conviction so strong it would take her all the way from her home in America to the coast of India. Born way back in 1856, Anna Kugler felt this call early on to serve overseas. And this wasn't just some vague idea, you know. She went after it with total focus, getting trained in both medicine and mission work. So when she heard about the desperate need for female doctors in India, she knew that was it. That was her path. Her arrival in Guntur in South India is where the real mission begins. And this wasn't just a new chapter for her. It was like stepping onto another planet, one that was going to test her in ways she probably never expected. I mean, to really get the scale of what she was up against, you have to understand what things were like on the ground. Healthcare in Guntur was already scarce for pretty much everyone. But for women, it was almost non-existent. And the challenges? They were just immense, and they were all layered on top of each other. It wasn't just one thing. She was dealing with deep cultural barriers, trying to learn a completely new language, surviving a harsh climate, and fighting off all kinds of tropical diseases. And she was doing all of this with hardly any resources. Any one of those things would be tough. She had to face them all at once. But here's the amazing part. Faced with all of this, Dr. Kugler didn't just survive. She started to build. This is where her mission really starts to take shape, and she focuses on the people who needed her the most, the women and children of Guntur. So, one of the biggest hurdles was the custom of purdah, which basically meant many women couldn't be seen by men outside their family, let alone be treated by a male doctor. But Dr. Kugler, as a woman and a physician, was in this totally unique position. She could reach patients no man could. And through that, she started to provide essential care and, slowly but surely, earned the trust of the whole community. All that hard work, all that trust building, it all led to her greatest achievement, the founding of Kugler Hospital. This was so much more than a building. It became a sanctuary, a center for hope. Its mission was simple, but absolutely revolutionary at the time, to give high-quality, affordable, and a lot of times free medical care, especially for women and kids. And her approach to medicine was so ahead of its time. Of course, she provided expert medical care, but she also offered spiritual comfort. She was focused on healing the whole person, body, mind, and soul. And here's the really brilliant part. She was always thinking about the future, training local nurses and assistants to create a healthcare system that could last. Her efforts were absolutely laser-focused on the community's biggest needs: maternal health, making childbirth safer, and providing care for children. And importantly, she didn't just sit in the hospital and wait. She went out to the people, making home visits to rural villages to reach those who were completely isolated. You know, starting something like this is one thing, but sticking with it, sustaining it year after year, that's a whole different level of commitment. Dr. Kugler's service wasn't measured in years. We're talking about decades. Just let that number sink in for a moment. Over 40 years. 40 years of battling diseases, navigating a different culture, and constantly fundraising for supplies, all in a country so far from her own. It's an almost unimaginable level of dedication. And her impact created these incredible ripple effects. By training local staff, she built a sustainable system that could thrive long after she was gone. She gave local women professional skills, empowering them and opening up new paths in their lives. And her life itself, it just became this incredible model of what faith, sacrifice, and service really look like. And if you want proof, real, living proof of her legacy's power, it's pretty simple. Kugler Hospital is still there. It continues to serve the people of Guntur right now, today, a living testament to the foundation she built all those years ago. There's a quote that just captures the whole thing perfectly. A life poured out in healing and sharing Christ's love. Her life was completely given over to others, and her story really shows us what it looks like when one person commits their entire being to a single, selfless purpose. It looks like the incredible, enduring legacy of Dr. Anna Sarah Kugler.